What's going on, guys? It's your boy John, the Liquidator, coming back with another video. Look like one ESPN analyst, Chiney Ogwumike, is breaking her silence about the WNBA not hiring any black coaches. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to the W. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, I hope everybody is having a great day today. Look like we got some more drama coming out the WNBA pipeline today. And really, I knew this thing was going to hit the fan as soon as it was announced who the New York Liberty coach was going to hire. I mean, who the New York Liberty was going to hire. My apologies there. It's no question that they got rid of Sandy Barello, right? We knew that they was going to hire somebody big, and they definitely did. They hired Golden State Warriors assistant coach, which we're going to get into that story in a minute. Now, Sandy Barello, great coach. Should she have been fired? I'm sticking true to my word. No, Sandy Barello should not have been fired. She still should be coaching the New York Liberty. Pretty sure the fans is pissed off about it, but, you know, it is what it is. Players is definitely feeling the type of way. Sabrina Ionescu and none other than Breanna Stewart voiced their opinions about it online. We reported on all that whenever it went down. Supposedly, Sabrina Ionescu is part of the hiring process for their assistant coach, but that's neither here or there. Now, we have one ESPN analyst kind of voicing her opinions about this, pretty much saying that the WNBA is forgetting who paved the way for it to be a league, basically talking about black players. Here's my thing about this whole race thing, because for some reason we keep getting ourselves into this race thing regarding the WNBA. Now, is there a race situation in sports? Yes, it very much is, and I'll be one of the first people to talk about it. But do I believe that there's a race thing going on with the W? No, I do not believe there's a race issue with the W, bro. Most white chicks probably didn't really want to play women's basketball like that. I just got to be honest. A lot of black chicks just played the game. Now, as years has passed, you get more Caucasian chicks wanting to play the game. Does that mean the WNBA is racist? No. Well, I feel like a little bit. I shouldn't say that. The black players definitely target white players. We all could agree on that. But do I feel like the league itself is racist? No, it's just wasn't too many Caucasian players interested in joining the league back then, you know? But now, since years have passed, like I stated, you have more. Now, do I believe black players paved the way? Any color player could have played the way for the sport to be where it's at. But y'all want to keep it real. Caitlin Clark paved the way. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, without Caitlin Clark, y'all wouldn't have nothing. I wouldn't even be making this video about y'all if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark, bro. Let's just all be honest. Like she's talking about who paved the way and all these different things, and there should be more black coaches and da da da. This is what it is, man. You know, like nobody cares about this league. Like no one really gave two thoughts about it. You feel me? But I don't know, man. Let's dive into the story before we get into Chiney Ogwumike whole rant about this. So the New York Liberty hired this gentleman right here to be their coach. Seamus broke the story. He says New York Liberty hired a longtime assistant coach Chris DeMarco as the franchise new head coach, making 3 of 5 WNBA hires of this season having NBA ties. Now, a lot of people feel like, you know, January Christmas, Indiana Fever assistant, and people thought that she was going to get a head coaching job. Bro, they want NBA coaches, bro. It's clear as day. It's just clear as day. Like, nobody want nobody from the W, bro. I just got to keep it real. They want NBA coaches, bro. And a lot of people talking about them not having men coaches either, not being a man coach. You feel me? But do I feel like there should be a big thing about it the way they blowing it out of proportion? No, there should not be a big thing about it. You know what I'm saying? These are the coaches that wins, you know. You can't hire Becky Hammond. I'm pretty sure Golden State Warrior coach still trying to fill out her resume, but she's definitely top tier. She be winning. Tyler Marshall's trash, bro. Look at how that experiment turned out for Chicago last year. So I don't blame them for hiring an NBA coach. Now, this is the storyline here that came out from ESPN yesterday. Let's
WNBA today as the coaching carousel keeps turning. Shams, what more can you tell us about the New York Liberty's coaching vacancy, or actually not so much anymore?
Some Golden State Warriors tie-in too. Sources tell me that Chris DeMarco, the Warriors assistant coach, has reached agreement on a multi-year deal to become the new head coach of the WNBA's New York Liberty. He's been with the Warriors since 2012. 4 championship teams Chris DeMarco has been a part of. This season as a front-of-the-bench assistant, he's worked closely with Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, other young players over the years. So Steve Kerr is losing a very valuable member of his coaching staff to the NBA.
I can't even lie. This was a big-time hire for the New York Liberty. I ain't going to hold you. Dude is highly decorated. Highly decorated coach, bro.
To the WNBA ranks, this now marks the 3rd coach out of 5 WNBA hires that have NBA ties.
It's certainly a trend that we're seeing now with more NBA coaches jumping over into WNBA head coaching vacancies. Since this does have a Warriors tie, as you mentioned, I want to bring back in our Anthony Slater, who covers Golden State for us. Anthony, what more background can you give us on how this is going to impact the Warriors? Because as Shams just said, this is a big departure for Golden State.
Yeah, Chris DeMarco will be on the bench tonight, and I would say in the near future, but him and the franchise, the Warriors, are figuring out when his departure will be, and it'll be at some point during this season. When they lose him, they're going to lose basically one of their defensive strategists. He's been the right-hand man for Mike Brown, Kenny Atkinson, and now Jerry Stackhouse, strategizing the defense. But it's not news that blindsided the Warriors. They were in some ways part of the hiring process. I know Sabrina Ionescu reached out to Steph Curry during, this hiring process to get his thoughts on Chris.
So Sabrina Ionescu, like I stated, reached out to him. Was it her hire? Did she want to hire him? She the face of the franchise. Breanna Stewart getting up in age. It's her damn team. What's this Breanna Stewart hire? Maybe.
Chris DeMarco, and I saw the other day before the Miami game, Chris DeMarco sitting courtside next to Joe Lacob having a long conversation, which is interesting because Lacob's been his boss for more than a decade, and now in some ways turns into his rival because, Joe Lacob runs the Valkyries.
So that's what's the report coming from ESPN. Now, this right here is what set the world on fire late last night. This is Chennai of ESPN, bruh, talking about this whole coaching hire. Let's watch it.
Look at this. Ta-da! I bet y'all noticed there is a new trend in the WNBA, a new pipeline for head coaches. It's the NBA. Friday, the New York Liberty announced that they chose to hire Golden State Warriors assistant Chris DeMarco as their next head coach. Now, what does this mean in the big scheme of things? Well, here are the pros. In my opinion, the ultimate goal is always for people to realize that basketball is just basketball, no matter who is playing, whether you're in the NBA or the WNBA. It's all good hoops. For a very long time, people thought that the standard for meaningful opportunity in this industry was being associated with the NBA. Trust me, I know this a little bit personally. The list with ties is starting to get super long. Becky Hammon, Natalie Nakase, Nate Tibbetts, Alex Sarama, Sonia Rahman, Tyler Marsh, and now Chris DeMarco. For additional context, there are more coaches in the NBA than there are players in the WNBA. So getting a promotion to head coach in the NBA, especially with how they recycle respected names, probably seems really difficult, nearly impossible. But you know what they say, money talks. With coaches now making well over $1 million, the WNBA is now becoming a destination for opportunity. I'm sure people are noticing that if you're not getting hired from the NBA, you're most likely now coming from college. Lynn Roberts, Carl Semesco, and Jose Fernandez. And this leads me to my cons. It's getting increasingly hard for aspiring coaches or even former players to win from within. Internally, the WNBA has some of the brightest minds. Christy Tolliver, Breon January, Karima Christmas Kelly, Lindsey Harding, who is currently with the Los Angeles Lakers. Entering last season, Noelle Quinn was the only Black female head coach in the entire
There we go. Here we go.
WNBA. And now the count is at 0. Clearly, all eyes are on the WNBA and its head coaches, but I hope we also never forget who helped pave the way.
Now, for whatever reason, they're making it their business, always at ESPN, to make this thing about race. And everything has to be about race at ESPN. But I want to know y'all thoughts down in the comment section right now. Keep them bills on. I will be back with some more content. And like always, man, until next time, shake the haters off. I'm out of here, bro. Peace out.